If you hold any Bitcoin positions or altcoin positions, make sure to watch this video until the end because I do have a bit of a warning sign for you. Obviously, all of you that follow me know that I'm incredibly bullish on Bitcoin in the macro timeframes. I think Bitcoin is going to head so much higher, but that's only going to happen when we're able to go above the resistance at $104,000 that Bitcoin has been forming. As soon as we can break above 104 with ideally a weekly candle close, but it's okay if we get a daily candle close too. Bitcoin is going to skyrocket into $118,000, 120, maybe even until $150,000 by this summer because of global liquidity. But before we do that, it is very, very likely that Bitcoin does in fact experience a little bit of a correction. And the reasons are located on the 4 hourly time frame. So there's two very important warning signs that we need to be careful of. And even if they do play out, it's not the end of the world, and I'll explain that in a few minutes. But warning sign number one, apart from the resistance on the weekly time frame, is that we have a huge bearish divergence on the 4 hourly time frame. Bearish divergences tend to be pretty accurate on Bitcoin. I've noticed them to work out well. But it's not like 100% of the time that these bearish divergences tend to play out. So basing all of your trades and all of your analysis on one singular indicator is usually a very, very bad idea. I just use bearish divergences as a part of my full analysis, and it's not one singular thing that I base all of my technical analysis on. And that's also the reason why I'm not shorting Bitcoin, because obviously if I knew exactly that Bitcoin was going to crash, then I would be shorting Bitcoin. But I'm not doing so. I'm still in all of my long positions over on weeks, which you can use the first link in the description down below to sign up to. I'm not opening any short positions. I'm not closing any of my altcoin positions, which we'll also talk about in this video too. But I put my limit orders, and you can see those limit orders on my previous video. I'm just being cautious. That's it. I just want you to understand that if Bitcoin does in fact see a bit of a drop, it's not the end of the world. It will only be a temporary drop before we continue pushing to the upside. So there is a bearish divergence, and also on the 4 hourly time frame, when you zoom in, you've got a bit of a W or double top pattern forming after hitting a major line of resistance on the weekly time frame. So I'm not too concerned about this double top until or if we break below 101.8, which is exactly where the price action is. If we get a 4 hourly or even a 1 hourly candle close below the 101 level, I would be expecting a drop into the range that I will talk about just now. So to measure the height of this double top pattern, we go from the top. So I'm not going to include that wick over there. We can do a straight line like this, put it below the neckline. We get 98.388. And what we can also check to find a good level of support is we can go to the daily time frame and do a bit of a Fibonacci retracement. So fib retracement from the bottom to the top. What was it that we said? We said 98.3. So exactly, there we go. So at $98,500, we also have a Fibonacci support of $98,500. So if Bitcoin does close below on the 1 hourly time frame under the 101.8, I would be expecting a correction down to the 0.236 Fibonacci, which is located at $98,500. Obviously, if this happens, then altcoins will bleed a bit. Ethereum seeing a rejection from our line of resistance. I already put a limit order to buy more Ethereum at $2,200. Sui also has that bearish divergence. I would be expecting a $3.2 Sui, and I would be considering to buy Sui at $3.2 too. So if you want to do that, then you can use the links down below for weeks and Coinflare to buy up Sui if it does hit the $3.2 level. Another altcoin that's getting rejected beautifully at our line of resistance is Solana. I posted over on the Crypto Kids Telegram community saying that Solana is facing a lot of resistance. If you have any massive long positions on Solana, I would consider to take a little bit of profit, right? I didn't do that because my positions weren't, I don't think you can see that, but basically here at exactly that line, we were facing some resistance. I mean, it would be nice to take some profit. My positions aren't massive, so I'm not too concerned. But if you had any massive long positions, still even at this region, it could make sense to take a little bit of profit. But in the macro, I do expect a Solana that goes to $500. So if you don't want to take profits, if you don't want to risk it, then yeah, maybe you can keep them open, right? Maybe it does make sense to keep them open for a little bit longer and try and see if we can break above this resistance and continue, because we do have that huge cup and handle pattern on the weekly time frame, which I think will take Solana to $500. But I still think if you are in short-term positions, if you're very profitable on these trades, maybe it makes sense to take a little bit of profit from the table, because we have that bearish divergence on Solana and a couple of other altcoins too. So yeah, just a bit of a warning. We don't have to fall. We don't have to continue falling. This is just a warning video for if we continue to fall on Bitcoin, these things will likely happen on our favorite altcoins. And if they do so, I just want you to be prepared, and I just don't want you to worry, because I think this correction is temporary. And even if we do drop to 98.5, yes, people will be scared of a potential continuation down to $91,000 where the CME gap is. Even if that happens, again, I don't want you to worry, because when you look into the macro outlook, things are looking good. M2 money supply is looking good. Fundamentals are looking good. America is buying Bitcoin in June. So I don't want you to worry. According to Bitcoin cycle theory, we should be continuing higher, but a small correction is obviously healthy, and there isn't too much to think into it. So with that said, I think that is everything that I wanted to cover. We can also talk about Dogecoin, because we have Dogecoin positions. Yeah, I think Dogecoin is fine. Like, I don't expect too severe of a drop in Dogecoin. The stock market is doing okay, and gold is seeing a continuation of its correction, like we actually predicted a couple of videos ago, because of the MRI top that was happening exactly on this candle. Let's see if it can load the MRI top. MRI top. Okay, I guess it doesn't want to load it. It is what it is. I just wanted to finish off the video with one final metric. So the Bitcoin inflows and the Ethereum inflows are pretty interesting. We saw a flippening of these inflows yesterday. So look, Ethereum, $13.5 million inflow. And then yesterday was $91 million out of the Bitcoin ETF. So we're seeing a bit of a traditional finance flippening, which I thought was a super interesting thing to see. And this goes back to what Eric Balchunas from Bloomberg said. Like, when these altcoin ETFs continue launching, new and new altcoin ETFs keep coming into the market in the upcoming few months, they will see a lot of traction. They will do super, super well, and they will likely boost the spot prices of the altcoins that they're tracking. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all on the Moon Show in just a couple of hours. Take care, and as always, guys, bye bye.